Welcome back to the Budget Sommelier. I'm your host Luke, and today we have a very special wine that we're reviewing. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day here in the village. And so I was at the store earlier, and I was looking for a wine that said Friday, that said celebration, that said enjoyment. And so I was looking around, and I did find one. So this is today's wine. This is Shalom from St. Julian's Winery. And so I saw that there was this shape here at the top, and I saw two interlocking triangles, and I thought maybe this has something to do with Pythagoras. The Pythagorean cults definitely got into a lot of business, had a lot of fun. And so I was like, oh, let's get the Pythagorean wine for Friday. That should be fun. And then I read the label. It says Shalom, which of course means celebration or enjoy or happy. It means happy in Hebrew. It's like, oh, it's not a Pythagorean wine, it's a Jewish wine. So we got the Jewish wine. So this is Shalom. It is a sweet Concord wine from St. Julian Wine Company right here in the great state of Michigan. So a little bit about kosher wine, because I'm not Jewish myself. I just pulled up the Ancestry.com results just to refresh my memory, and I am not, in fact, Jewish or Ashkenazi or Sephardic or any of the other ones. I'm almost completely Polish and then a little bit Italian. Big surprise, right? I definitely look Polish, so I don't have any Jewish blood. I've never had. That's not true. I've had kosher wine once from a friend of mine from Colombia, which has a large Jewish population. And as a result, he always likes to drink Manischewitz. That's a different wine brand than we're reviewing today. We have, of course, Shalom from St. Julian. But as all kosher foods, kosher wine is produced in accordance to kashrut and hashgacha. Again, I'm not Jewish. I'm not going to be pronouncing some of these words correctly. Hashgacha. Hashgacha, which means that this wine was prepared and made by Jews. That's... Unless St. Julian is lying, they don't actually have... Okay, nope, they have a rabbi's signature here, so you can kind of see that is kosher Michigan. Yeah, so that is safe for Shabbat. That is safe for all Jewish holidays. So, where is kosher wine being used? It's being used at almost all Jewish holidays. This is from Wikipedia. Especially the Passover Seder, where all present drink 4 cups of wine. On Purim, for the festive meal, and on the Shabbat require obligatory blessings, or the Kiddush, over filled cups of kosher wine that are then drunk. Grape juice is also suitable on these occasions if no wine or grape juice is present on Shabbat. The blessing of the Shalom suffices for Kiddush on Friday night. And if there is no wine, one would use Kamar Ha-Medina, literally meaning the drink of the country. So this wine is typically being used in weekly Jewish religious ceremonies, and I've been to a Shabbat once. It's very it's very interesting. It's their religious expression in the same way that the Mass is the religious expression of the Catholic, or the fire on top of the mountain is the religious expression of the Zoroastrian and all these other faiths. So yeah, this is where this is typically being used, but you can see on the bottle it says kosher for Passover and year-round. So this is one of those year-round occasions that we're having today on the show. So a little bit about St. Julian's Winery. St. Julian's Winery is in Paw Paw, Michigan. It was founded in 1921 by an Italian immigrant, Mariano Micconi. He founded the Border City Winery in Ontario, Canada, and then came back here after Prohibition was over and settled in Paw Paw. So if you don't know much about Western Michigan, it's all insufferable Dutch people. But apparently there's also an Italian winery there, so that's cool too. I mean, we love the Dutch. But West Michigan Dutch is a very specific human type, and they can be a little frustrating. But we love the Dutch. So where does this bring us to? Shalom? This brings us to Shalom. This is not Dutch wine. This is a Jewish wine. And so there's all that problems going on in the Middle East right now. Luckily, this is a wine review show, so I can just avoid every single landmine that's laying out there, and we can get straight to the review. So, I'm big on having the proper glasses to drink from, right? So I don't have a Shabbat goblet. I googled before filming traditional Jewish wine receptacle, and the goblet was overwhelmingly the choice. You know, the Shabbat goblet. Maybe they didn't call it a goblet, but it was like it was this shape. And so this is not a Shabbat goblet. This is actually a Michigan Renaissance Fair 2006 goblet, which will be standing in for our Shabbat goblet today. Another thing, you know, being a wine reviewer, a sommelier such as myself, it can be tough to keep up the drinking required to finish an episode, to really get to the nitty-gritty of the tasting notes of any given wine. And with such a fun Friday wine like this, I want to get down to the nitty-gritty. I want to get down to its component parts. So we're going to do that today, and that's going to be helped by an off-screen disposal receptacle. So don't worry, I won't be disposing of the wine on screen, but I will be tastefully leading off screen tastefully to dispose of the wine in this episode. I know we haven't done that the past 4 episodes, but it's Friday, we're trying something new, and really it's about serving you better. I, the budget sommelier, am concerned about servicing you, my viewers. If I can service you in a way that leaves you satisfied, I'm a happy man, and you're a happy viewer. So, we're going to service you in just a moment, but right now we got to get this bad boy open. This is not a corked wine, you can see by the twist-off cap. It means it's meant for immediate consumption, which it would make sense with it. You know, you're having Shabbat every week, you know, you're not going to be aging this. I'm sure there are aged Jewish kosher wines, but this would not be one of them. So we're not going to get the color test today, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Kind of looks like orange. Yeah, kind of looks like orange would be a great way to put it. So let's... Wow, that's really sweet. It smells like jelly packets at the diner, which makes sense being Concord grape. It also smells like the discount sparkling grape juice you would get as a kid for New Year's Eve when you couldn't have champagne. This is what it smells like, but it's 11%. It's also $11.99. That's a steep price for our show. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. Well, here we go. St. Julian Winery's Shalom, doing the taste test. That is, it tastes exactly like it smells. You smell grape juice, you taste grape juice. This tastes like Welch's grape juice, and it's 11%. Serving it cold is completely correct. It's very sweet. I probably shouldn't have too much of this. Oh, I forgot to use our disposable receptacle. And we want to give you the proper sommelier experience. So just forget that we did that before, and I'll give you what a proper sommelier would do. Instead of how because we have a little fun on the show, instead of doing it for fun, this is what a proper sommelier would do. So this is proper sommelier mode engaged. This is no longer budget sommelier. This is real sommelier. Okay. I'm getting notes of blackcurrant. Definitely frosting. Sort of like raspberry cake. Okay, well let's give that a sip here. Wow, I'm getting all sorts of sweetness, of sugar, of fresh baked strawberry sugar cookies, and I'm getting just that warm sort of sweetness that sort of rests back here in your throat. This is what real sommeliers are like. I can't stand these people. Aren't you glad that I don't do this sort of thing? And also, talk about a waste of wine. I mean, you're just going to be spitting stuff out. And this is not a wine I would waste. Despite making up, less than 1% of St. Julian's wine categories, their Shalom makes up 20% of the wines we reviewed on the show. That's pretty awesome. And it's a credit to St. Julian Winery. I've been there many times. We're going to be seeing more of their wines on the show. But as many times as I've been there, I've only heard of them selling a case of wine once, and that was this. To a non-Jewish woman. I shouldn't say who, but yeah, very interesting. And I get it. It's very sweet. It's very easy to drink. It's great for the summer. Especially if you don't like wine, but can stomach grape juice, this is your wine. This is for you. I think it's really targeting a unique sector of the wine market in that respect. As a Hebrew wine, there's sort of, I guess it's a Hebrew wine, a Hebrew religious wine that's kosher and prepared in a special way. I guess that's the specific area of the market they're touching, but it also touches, I don't actually like wine market. That does exist. So I would say, in the rating, I'm going to say that this is drinkable. I'm very, very impressed by the St. Julian Winery's offering here with Shalom. I think that it would be awesome to be Jewish if you got to drink this every Saturday. 4 cups of this. I've only had one, and you can see in the approximation of the Shabbat goblet, I've only had one. And we put a little decent dent into this bottle at 11% too. That'll be catching up with you. So no, I wish well to the Jewish people. I wish well to Benjamin Netanyahu, and I also wish well to the creators of Shalom at St. Julian Winery. I think they've done a great job. This wine has earned a drinkable rating. So thanks again for tuning in to the Budget Sommelier. Please like and subscribe and comment what wines you'd like to see us review down below. And make sure to tune in next time when we review another wine that won't break the bank. Shabbat Shalom. See you next time.